With the economy in its recent slump, vegetable gardening has become more popular than ever. And in part one of our hands-on gardening series, we're going to talk about how to make the perfect vegetable garden for you first-timers out there. Joining me is Steve Hunzinger from the UW Extension Office. And Steve, first of all, if you don't already have an established garden, the first thing you really need to do is get rid of the sod so that you can make a garden.
That's right. Calling Digger's Hotline might be the first step that you want to do. Just if you're going into sod, you don't know what might be underneath, so call them. Then you're going to want to remove the sod from that area if it hasn't been a garden spot before. Really taking that sod out of there allows you to get a good seed bed to start planting in and doesn't leave such a hard surface to try to plant into.
You'll have a complete mess if you leave the grass in there and try to till over it.
Very much so.
Once you get the sod removed and you're ready to go, then it's time to cultivate.
Then it's the same for anybody, whether you've had established garden or you're just starting one today. You're going to try to have to till that up some way. It can be done by hand. We can use a rototiller to do that. Renting that material might be just as cheap as actually buying one yourself. So,
unless you plan to use it year after year after year, rent it. It's a lot cheaper.
That's right. And with many of the tools that we'll talk about, we want to make sure that the options are out there to be least cost for the homeowner.
And the soil test is important because you want to be able to know what you're able to grow and what grows most effectively.
That's right. Getting a soil test and really checking your pH will help for growing whatever vegetables you want to plant.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Steve. Coming up in part two, we're going to talk about some of the early season vegetables that you can plant. All right, guys, now normally we do this every Monday night at the 6 o'clock show, but what we're going to do is we're going to run a special one each night at 6 now through the week. And tomorrow we're going to do early season vegetables. Also, if you want, we're going to eventually post all of these on WKBT.com, so if you're not planting now, you want to go back and reference them, you can. And there's also going to be a little survey question on there, too, if you want to take some time to answer that. Maybe you have some ideas for hands-on gardening or future hands-on gardening stories, or what you like or do you like or not like of what you've seen so far.
And you mentioned this briefly in your piece, but this vegetable gardening is really picking up because of the current economics
more
situation.
And more people are starting to get into their own home gardens to save money on produce when we get into the summer months. So kind of a timely story.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it. Yeah. Thanks, Corey.